It's the playoff matchup Richland County football fans have been waiting for all day. The Clear Fork Colts getting hot at the right time as they chug into the postseason as winners in 4 of their last 5. But they got to take on MOAC and cross-county rival Ontario, runner-up in the league, and looking to advance to Week 12 yet again. It's live and free high school football coming up here to kick off your Friday night, and it's all on the way. Next.
At Avita Home Health and Hospice, our caring professionals are ready to serve you with personally tailored services designed to meet the unique needs of each individual. When we take on a patient at Avita Home Health and Hospice, they really do feel like family. So when we take care of our family, we want to take care of the whole person. So we take care of them from our nurses, our aides, our physical, occupational, and speech therapists, but we also have people that tend to their hearts. So we have social workers, we have chaplains, and people that can help with the emotional side of their care.
At Avita Home Health and Hospice, we have a dedicated team that takes care of you. Caring for the whole person is our promise to you. From social and emotional well-being to the way the patient relates to their loved ones, we treat your family like our family.
Serving patients and their families wherever they call home, including assisted living facilities and nursing homes. Call 1-800-4NURSES to see if Avita can help administer your plan of custom care.
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? An important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, it just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report. Let's go. Friday night lights. Get hype, it's Friday night. Friday night lights. Get hype, here we go now. Friday night lights. Get hype, it's Friday night. Friday night lights. Get hype, here we go now. It's the Carrolls Truck Parts and Recycling pre-game show. Two teams from Richland County just about to go head-to-head here for a chance to advance in Division 4, Region 14, into the regional quarterfinals. Brian Skowronski here on the call with you alongside my partner Sean Adams, and this is fun, man. This is what I love about football, and when you start getting into the playoffs, all of these teams that know each other, and then they get that second crack at the other. Clear Fork, of course, came over here, lost a tight one early on in the season. Now they're starting to get healthy. Should be a very competitive ball game, Sean.
Like you mentioned earlier, Clear Fork's won 4 of their last 5. They're getting hot at the right time. You know, you always want to try and peak towards the end. And, you know, Ontario's been a mainstay. They've been steady throughout the whole season. Great football team, great leadership, great senior class. And looks like it's going to be a dandy one. You got a little Christmas in the air.
Hey.
And you should be able to hear the pads a-popping.
I love it, man. All right, let's tell you about the Colts and how they've been able to get to this point. Had to win 4 of those last 5, Sean, to be able to get into the postseason. A big win on the road at home against River Valley in week number 10. Got it done for them. And this is a team that early on in the year they really struggled, but against some great competition. According to Martin RPI, the most challenging schedule in all of Division 4 in the non-conference. Since then, playing a lot better and certainly starting to peak at the right moment.
Absolutely. You know, they say the old adage is iron sharpens iron, and you know they started off the gate with Perkins, and then week 2 they played
Granville,
yeah, who's a great team, and you know, and then they got the conference. So you know, we saw them play I think 3 times, and each time they just kept getting better and better and better. And you know, I look forward to watching them play tonight against a very good Ontario team.
Going to focus the spotlight tonight on Mr. Jay Jackson, this senior, a dynamic playmaker both on offense and defense, far and away the leading receiver on the team. He almost has as many yards and catches as the rest of the team combined, Sean. So certainly you're going to want to try to man him up, find him if you're Ontario when he starts running some routes.
Well, you know, the old saying is big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games. And if Clear Fork has a chance tonight, Jay Jackson's going to have to step up both offensively and defensively and make some plays. You know, they're going to have to get some turnovers, and you know, he's going to have to make some catches to kind of stretch this Ontario defense.
And speaking of those Warriors, the number 3 seed here, moving down to Division 4 this season under Aaron Eckert, runners-up in the MOAC, just 1 loss, and 50 put on them by Shelby a couple of weeks back, but an unbelievable game there, and this team certainly been trending in the right direction under Coach Eckert. 4th playoff appearance over the last 5 seasons.
Yeah, they are, and you know, I just looking at them here on the sidelines, you can tell that it's a program team. You know, all the kids been in the weight room, and it's a culture. The fans out here, and you know, he's just done a tremendous job here at Ontario.
And it certainly helps when you got a dude committed to play for the Ohio State University, Mr. Bodpegn Miller. He's a sharp kid. He's super talented. He's got excellent speed. And, oh, by the way, playing defense this year. He's got a couple of takeaways, including a big interception against Shelby. So this guy, I mean, he's just one of those that you cannot totally control him, Sean. You got to hope to contain him just a bit.
Well, you know, we've watched Clear Fork, and every week they've played man-to-man. And I worry about when you're playing man-to-man against him, and then you lose sight of him, and you're running with your backs away from him, and next thing you know, he's taking off. So it's going to be an exciting game here.
And taking off here to the near side. Excellent return for the Warriors. I believe this is Liam Smith on the return over into the sideline. And so Bodpegn in the offense, they'll have fantastic field position to start things out right around midfield. Jumping to our keys to victory. Let's begin for the Warriors here at home tonight. To get it done, Sean, you feel like they got to come out and lead early in this game.
I feel like they got to jump on Clear Fork and use some explosive plays and not really grind it out, but just be explosive and get up top fast.
And for me, you just got to go big on play action. We know they can run it. This is the best rushing team in the MOAC. I believe number 1 in all of North Central Ohio. So if you can be able to pound the rock against Clear Fork, it should open some things up in the passing game, specifically on the play action.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got to figure out what you're going to take away from them. Are you going to take away the run? You're going to take away the pass? You obviously can't take away both. So we're going to see what they do here with Bodpegn.
Yeah, a couple of flips. Missed tackle there by Ben Campbell. And it'll lead to a decent little run. A couple of yards picked up there. Third down, though, on the way here for Ontario. And our keys to victory tonight for the Colts. Coming on the road, a place where they were just a few weeks back. Keep it close, just like they did in that game. They were only down 3 late in the third quarter, Sean, before Ontario back-to-back scores were able to put them away. So I think if they can just hang around, could be a good night for them. And for you, try to stay clean.
Just stay clean and watch the turnovers. And here we are. They had him 15 yards deep. Missed tackles, breaks it, gains 30 yards. First down. They're just going to have to contain him. They did a good job, but then they just missed tackles.
It's a Mechanics Bank first down, and that's something that defensively the scheme works. You get to him. He's about 20 yards deep in the backfield, but big-time players, that's what they do.
That's what he does, and he's just got such a long stride. And here you think you got him balled up, and there he goes. That's what turns your hair gray as a football coach.
Miller takes the snap. He'll hand it off here straight ahead. And this is going to be Mason Van Tilburg. He's having a fantastic senior season himself. Just one, though. Second and long on the way here for the Warriors.
Ontario's out here. They're trying to get – they brought out quads this way that last play. And now they got trips over here. Let's see what happens. Clear Fork looks like they're still playing man-free against them. They better get on some levels or they're going to get crossed up. There comes a crossing route. Uh-oh, he's got the wheel open.
Yeah, wide open. It's Van Tilburg with the snatch. First and goal on the way here for the Warriors. This is just fantastic execution, and you called it the will. Nobody picked him up right out of the backfield. The linebacker suck in. I believe that was Devin Oswald getting a little peek into the backfield, and that's what happens when you've got a guy like number 8 at the controls, is draw so much attention. It'll open up things like that for Van Tilburg and the rest of this offense.
Well, when you're manning up like that, it's tough for those linebackers. They lose sight of the wheel, and there he went, and they gained 25 yards.
Straight up the middle, Mason Van Tilburg in there. The Warriors strike on their opening drive. They lead it 6-0. Just over 3 minutes here into the ball game. That's how you open up the playoffs at home if you are the Warriors.
Well, that whole drive was pretty much Bodpegn Miller and Mason Van Tilburg. I mean, they're two leading guys both on the ground and throwing the ball, and they did it by a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Let's see if Clear Fork can respond.
So they'll tack on the PAT. 7-0. Ontario leads here early on at home. We'll be back. We'll see if the Colts can answer the bell right after this.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, it just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Fantastic opening drive for Ontario here at home. The big play, the third down run by Bodpegn Miller. They had him almost dead to rights in the backfield. He escapes, goes for a big run, and then they cap it off. Mason Van Tilburg in for another touchdown. Fantastic season for him. I believe that is number 15 for the senior campaign.
Yeah, I mean, they had him bottled up, and, you got to break down and make the tackle. They were rushing upfield and out of control, and then he just made a move, and off he goes. So once you get back there, you got to break down a little bit, and so you're able to make the tackle.
It's actually the 16th rushing touchdown this season for Mason.
I think it was, as this game goes on, I think that third down's pivotal. Either it makes you or it breaks you if you're Clear Fork. You go down there and you get a 15-yard sack. Instead, you give up a 25-yard gain. So let's see if Clear Fork can answer here with a nice drive of their own.
It's going to be a short kick. And, just barely gets out. And we know that Ontario had one of those snafus in the Shelby game a couple of weeks back that really cost them with about 2 minutes ago. It didn't get a chance for a game-winning drive. So Clear Fork, a little bit of a break there that it ended up going over the boundary.
Absolutely. I don't know, sometimes do these kids still watch football? I mean, that you should know that on a kickoff that you have to field it. So that was a smart play by that kid. Now they're out at 35. Not quite as good a field position as Ontario, but let's see if they can't do something with it here.
Get our first look at Marcus Hoflick in this offense. The sophomore unavailable in the first meeting this season. He was out due to injury for a couple of weeks. He's come back. He's played great here down the stretch. Into the heart, though, of the defense here on first down. And it goes nowhere. Stop for no gain.
Yeah, that was Mason Sampson. They're running a little two-back gun, trying to run power to the opposite side. I think as we watched them, when they lined up in the eye, it seemed like there was their best medicine. But let's see what they do here coming out.
It's going to be a jet sweep.
That's a nice block by the. They called a penalty on it.
Yeah, flag comes in near the end of the play, but for right now, it's going to be Jay Jackson with a pickup of 8. And you see Clear Fork already marching back. Helmet to helmet is what they're calling on this one, Sean.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good idea to crack there, but you got to lead with your hands. I'm not so sure he led with his hands. At least that's what the officials saw, and then they get a 15-yard penalty. If you're Clear Fork, you can't afford to do that. You're just not built for this kind of down and distance.
Here it is. There is that crack back block. The penalty goes against Alakai Price. Kind of a difficult penalty. You got to get them with your hands here in modern day football, though, Sean. That's a big point of emphasis with the head injuries and what we know now, a lot of the details about the long-term effects of concussions. You come out with that crown.
Yeah,
draw a flag more often than not. Hoflick from the gun, got 2 men each side. And they'll pound it in between the tackles. Ontario ready for him yet again. The ball comes loose late, but it's going to be after the fact. Forward momentum stopped right there. And it's a good thing it was if you're a Clear Fork fan. As you see on the customized By Ronda instant replay, that ball certainly was ripped out.
Yeah, that's a good job by the Ontario defense. Trying to get another turnover here. Remember the keys to the game, Ontario jumping up early here. So far, it's working to their advantage.
Hoflick again working from the gun. They'll bring Jackson in motion. They'll give it to him, and it looked like he lost his footing immediately. So Jay Jackson tripped up by one of the turf monsters out here. Bring up 4th down now for the Colts.
Now Ontario's going to get good field position again here. Good job by the defense pinning them back. And, we talked about keys to the game, Clear Fork being clean. You can't have a 15-yard penalty on 2nd down to be clean here. So they're going to have to shore some things up a little bit.
Jackson with a low punt takes a skip on the south side of midfield and a fortuitous roll here for the Colts. And it lays dead right at the 38-yard line. So we'll see Bodpegn Miller and the Ontario offense come out here for their second drive.
Well, that first series, Clear Fork, like Clear Fork does, came out man-to-man. And, they didn't necessarily get burned by a receiver, but, they're going to have to be cognizant of those backs out of the backfield. should have probably blitz peeled with one of those linebackers as they were coming, but let's see if they make any adjustments.
They'll begin with trips out to the right of Bodpegn. Looking that way, sets, clean pocket. Now he steps up and tried to escape, gets by Oswald. Enough speed to catch the corner. Miller for a gain of 3.
Miller carries right side. Forced out by 11. Davis Oakland. 40 points.
Has to drive an opposing defensive coordinator crazy, Sean, that he's able to just so calmly escape out of there and turn a whole lot of nothing into something.
Absolutely. You know, he's got those long strides, and it just looks effortlessly that he's able to run that fast. And you know, good job by the Clear Fork kid, taking a good pursuit angle and shoving him out of bounds for only a gain of 3.
Colts come up, 0 coverage on the play. Bodpegn calls his own number, weaving. Jackson takes him down, but it's too late. It'll be Mechanics Bank first down yet again here by Bodpegn Miller, using his feet effectively.
Well, you know, now this time they just run quarterback sweep with him out there and got some lead blockers and got that long stride. And, you know, he's just so much thicker than he was a couple years ago when I saw him at Mansfield Senior. He just looks so much thicker. You can tell he's been in the weight room. And, you know, good things are going for Bodpegn, and I wish him well.
Empty set this time. Looking right, now spins out near side. And just throws it out of bounds. Nothing available.
Clear Fork staying true to Clear Fork. They manned up empty and brought people, and they were able to contain him.
Sansom able to get a hand on him, and actually a couple of other Colts as well. So pressure has been coming here on Miller. But he's recruited as an athlete for a reason, Coach.
They've got this trips bunch out here wide, so they're trying to spread this defense out a little bit and see if they're going to run something here underneath.
Miller steps up, throws, and the connection over the middle here to Landon Foltz.
Miller's pass complete to Foltz.
Depending on the spot, going to be real close to first down yardage.
And on the stop, sophomore Nash Evans.
Yeah, they brought that clear out here past the numbers. You obviously know something's going to be coming in the middle of the field. Clear Fork had him again, and then he just stepped up in the pocket and was able to make the play. Clear Fork's going to have to throttle down a little bit and you know, just break down and make a tackle. They just seem like they're overrunning it.
It is a fresh set here for Miller in the offense, who hand it straight ahead. Van Tilburg right side into the mosh pit. And he'll be rocked down, maybe a gain of 1.
Van Tilburg, right side, gain of 1.
Just a lot of bodies all hanging out there in the trenches. And that's what you need if you're Clear Fork Colts against this vaunted rushing attack.
Yeah, they're going to have you outnumbered in the box, that's for sure.
Van Tilburg again, the lone back. Man-to-man coverage. Miller looking, firing, going deep. A nice loft, a little bit of touch, some contact. But it's clean defense there by Jay Jackson on the perimeter. Incomplete on the attempt. 3rd down and 9 to go here as he missed trying to get to Mahon there on the far sideline.
Yeah, you know, and 3rd down's kind of been Clear Fork's nemesis in this game so far. Let's see if they can get off the field here and try and force a punt here. I'm not so sure this is 4-down territory, but let's see if they can get off the field here. Now we're in this quads look again.
All 4 receivers to the near side. Miller pressured. They leak it out of the backfield. This is Van Tilburg, and he'll be met rudely over on the far side. He's asking for a late hit. Big contact made there by Davis Hoflick, and they'll stop him short. 4th down, no flag came in.
You know, that time it looks like they're bringing everybody over here into quads, trying to get your attention over here, and then throwing the ball back to the other side to Van Tilburg. Here they are going for it on 4th down. Uh-oh, they got him to jump.
They absolutely did. Referees are huddled up at midfield discussing whether Ontario might have moved first. Encroachment.
That's just a backbreaker. You know, you work on that all week. Discipline, discipline, discipline. Watch the ball. You know, you got to do the right thing. And then you get out here and you want to translate those drills over to the game, and you jump off sides and give them a cheap one. You just can't do that in this kind of a football game.
Brand new set of downs here for Bodpegn Miller in the offense. Hard count gets the job done as the drive survives here from the 30-yard line. Colts bring a bunch of heat. They'll hand it off. And the stutter step able to get by one wave of defenders. And a sharp run here on first down. Mason Van Tilburg yet again.
Nice run there. A gain of, 8 yards on that? This offensive line, you can tell they're well coached, they're honed in, and they're moving this Clear Fork defensive line. Well, I thought was one of their strengths coming into the game.
Van Tilburg over 900 yards on his senior season now. Here's Miller, the leading rusher from the MOAC. Clean pocket, throws, end zone, diving, interception is made. Davis Hoflick, the sophomore. How about it?
If you're Clear Fork, you've been wanting one of those. That's a great job by Hoflick laying out, getting a nice interception. I'm not sure what Bodpegn was throwing there. It wasn't even close.
Take a second look here, Coach. See if you can break it down for us.
Looks like they're running a hitch and go on both sides, and well covered by Clear Fork, and free safety's just roaming, comes over and makes a play.
Huge defensive effort here by the Colts as they get the football back. Coming off of a 3-and-out, their first drive, and they'll pound it straight ahead. And this youngster, he's really been having the engine fired up here. Porter Schmidt, he's had a great second half of the season since earning that starting job at about week 5.
He sure has. And, here's Clear Fork. They're lined up in the eye. This is Clear Fork right here. There's no sense in them getting in that two-back gun and trying to run lateral. They want to go north and south and get up the field, give the ball to their big tailback, and just let him eat.
On a 2nd and short, Warriors just bring 4, and they're able to get to the ball carrier. Nowhere to run.
Good job by the defensive tackle over here. They're just running ISO on the other side, and somehow this guard didn't cut him off, and he was able to run down the line and make the tackle.
So much talk about the Ontario offense, and rightfully so, one of the highest scoring teams in our area, but defensively they've been pretty stout as well all season long.
Yeah, they have. You can tell that, like I mentioned, that they've been in the weight room. They're faster, and they just seems like that they're more agile this year. So good job to Coach Eckert in the off season. These guys are a formidable team for sure.
That's going to be just enough here for a first down, Sean. So the Colts offense on a 3rd down needed to pick up 3, and they get basically exactly that.
Yeah, they ran a little GT coming back this way, and he was able to put his head down, keep his legs moving, and get a first down, know where the sticks are. This is Clear Fork. This is okay here. I like what they're doing with the fullback here. That they're motioning the fullback sometimes. Uh-oh. There's a penalty on Clear Fork.
They brought Mason Sansom out of his position from the tight end slot, and they'll call it a false start. Looked like 2 men must have been moving at the same time.
Well, right now I've got Clear Fork down for 3 penalties, and we're not even through the first quarter. We had a 15-yarder, and then we had this 5-yarder, and then we had the critical offsides that didn't really come back to get them. But, we talk about them being clean, and, so far this isn't real clean.
It was actually Grayson Crunkilton called for the infraction that time. Jumps a little bit early. So first down, 15. Little play fake. They'll get into the hands of Jackson. And he'll scoot forward for a pickup of 8.
Nice little RPO out there by Clear Fork. reading the outside linebacker on the run and then throwing it out there. Good play there. I got most of the penalty yards back.
Jackson's been such a great playmaker for Clear Fork. From week 1 on, he's been their go-to guy. They've changed a little bit in the backfield from week to week, really who they feature, but Jackson unquestionably has been their number 1 in the pass game. Though they'll flip it out here near side. This is Price. And he'll get shook down. But enough, I think, for a first down.
Looks like a first down. Nice throw out there. You know, he was throwing from the opposite hash clear out here to this sideline. Hopefully showing a little arm strength.
And that will take us to the end of 1. Ontario scores on their opening drive, a takeaway by the Colts. And now they're on the move, closing in on midfield. The rest of their drive coming up on the other side of this quick break.
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? An important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
Friday night playoff football from Niss Stadium. 7-0 right now, Ontario out in front. Clear Fork, though, with the football and trudging ahead closer to midfield as they're out near the 46-yard line. And this will be a pickup of 4 on first down.
You know, I think Clear Fork's perfectly content with that. We'll take 4 yards. You know, this Porter Schmidt kid's really come on in the last few weeks, and as a junior, this Clear Fork team is young, and you know, I like how they're gelling right at the right time.
Hoflick from the gun, he'll fake it, calls his own number, and just a whole crowd waiting on him on the inside. Seen gang tackles over and over again here tonight for Ontario, flying to the football in packs.
Well, it looks like they're trying to run a little power read there out of the jet motion, but watching the end. If the end takes the jet guy, then he keeps it and runs underneath. But, you know, good pursuit by the Ontario defense. And, you know, I like their Ontario's interior front 4. They're big. They get off blocks well. These linebackers are running to the ball.
On a third down, they flip it to the outside. Sansom, one of the captains. And Mason Sansom gets knocked out of bounds near the 48-yard line. It'll be a short gain. 4th down on the way here for the Colts, but trailing early in the game. Looks like the punt unit will come on.
Yeah, this is a punt here, and you know, last time they were able to get a decent punt, pin them back a little bit, and see if they can do it again and play defense.
Jackson, nice punt this time, angling towards the far sideline, and it leaps out of bounds right about the 21. Third drive coming up here for Miller in the offense. They have not really been stopped other than the interception tossed right about at the end zone, Sean. So,
right, you know, they come out, and the 2 passes I noticed were, you know, the ones to Van Tilburg of the back out of the backfield, and each time they had quads over here to the field trying to draw your attention this way and then wheeling back the other side. But you know, let's see if they can just get this run game going and kind of establish some sort of identity.
They'll start the drive here. Miller from the gun. That's where he's most comfortable. Lone back is Van Tilburg. Will take the snap. Instant pressure comes. Sansom, and he darts away from a couple of would-be tacklers. The Colts have been able to get heavy heat on him, but Bodpegn Miller has been special so far, using his legs. Another dynamic run. 18-yard pickup.
You know, they hand him back there, but that's the problem. You watch all these guys here, they're playing man-to-man. They got their backs turned. Here he comes. If you don't get him back there, you're in trouble. And, you know, I'd like to see Clear Fork run just a little bit of zone, but that's not who they are. They're gonna live by the sword and die by the sword.
A little bit of a botchery there on the snap, and Bodpegn able to slip through back to the line of scrimmage. But what could have been kind of treacherous, big disaster for Ontario doesn't really cost them that much.
You know, I sound like a broken record with these guys. They're getting good pressure. They're just going to have to break down and make sure that that pressure counts. Right now, it's not helping them any.
Van Tilburg again, the lone back. As Miller steps back to pass, looks left, loads up, goes deep, and it's incomplete. Trey Sellers there with the coverage and forced it towards the boundary, the pass for Landon Foltz.
They're trying to run a little corner route out there, and good play by number 5, breaking that up.
Miller obviously incredibly dangerous with his legs. We've seen that he's a pretty crispy passer as well. Over 100 completions so far on the season. Can he get one here? No, Clear Fork finally gets home on a blitz. Sacked in the backfield. A couple of players got there, led by Ben Campbell.
They got him, you know. It looked like he was able to break down and just make a tackle. And Clear Fork's been back there. They just haven't been able to break down and get him for a sack. But good job there by Clear Fork getting one there. That's a big loss.
Yeah, 9-yard loss that time. And Jackson calls for a fair catch, snags it up around his shoulder blade.
Well, Clear Fork gets it right back, right where they punted it. And, you know, I kind of sense that, you know, Clear Fork's just kind of feeling them out a little bit and seeing what's going on. I like the RPO they threw. And then, you know, I think Hope Flake's made a couple nice passes. At some point, you're going to have to stretch this Ontario defense, and I haven't seen them take any deep shots. Maybe they're going to do so here on first down.
Colts break the huddle with a pair of tight ends. Price, the receiver here on the near side. Jackson in motion, fake to him. And a dime here by Marcus as the senior lets him know. Mason Sansom going up top overhead for the big snag.
Yeah, I don't think he even saw that one coming. He turned around and put his hands up and made a great catch. Clear Fork also had the guy on the slant open earlier, but hopefully wanted to go to Sansom.
Great pitch and catch that time. Mason showing off some of his athletic ability. And as one of the captains, that guy has moved around a bunch. Started at fullback, played a little bit of running back, then quarterback when Marcus went out. Now he's kind of in a tight end role, Coach.
Well, you know, we had him up here. He was one of our players of the game. I don't remember which game it was, but just a great kid. You were able to interview him and just selfless. You know, he did everything that you want a coach, you know, a coach would want. You just do everything you can for the team. And like you said, he's probably played 4 or 5 different positions, plus he plays defense.
Yeah, plays a pretty solid linebacker for him. It was after the Lexington game that we talked to him and had what we thought was going to be kind of a coming out performance in the backfield. However, the injury to Marcus Hoflick and had to convert back to where he was the starter last year under center. Pounded ahead this time. No wiggle room, and it's quickly third down.
Well, you know, when we've watched them before and they've had number 40, I think 40 is Schlosser, back at fullback, it seemed like they had the most success with Porter running behind number 40. And I've yet to see him out there. I'd like to see number 40 out there and get behind him and let him create some lanes for Porter Schmidt.
Trips here to the near side. Rushing this way. Hoflick looking. He'll have to scamper. Somehow tiptoes for a few extra yards. Depend on the spot where he went out of bounds. They'll say the 44?
Yep, 44. Gain of 3.
Yeah, not a lot here, and a little surprise here now that they're in the plus territory position that they're sending out the punt unit again.
Well, I think they're relying on their defense again, just like they've done all year, to try and get a turnover down there and try and pin them deep and make Ontario earn these long touchdowns.
Jackson angles near side, takes a hop around the 40, and they'll pin him back right around the 15-yard line. So Jay Jackson, another nice punt, and he's been one of the better punters in the area all season long.
Yeah, he just kept it away from the returners, kept it away from their return, pin them deep. Anytime I think you start a drive as a high school football team and behind the 20-yard line, the stats are definitely in your favor that you're not going to score. So, good job by Clear Fork here, just playing the old trestle ball. We're going to just play good defense, run the ball, and good special teams.
Most important play in the game is that punt, baby. Can't convince me of that, but I know old Jimbo tried. They stopped Ontario on a 4-and-out last time. Miller had the big run to open up the drive and then went backwards 9 yards after that. Here's Van Tilburg, eaten up in the middle. Colts flying to the football. We've seen Ben Campbell all over the place. He's right near the bottom of that pile with Oswalt and company all coming in to push him down.
Yeah, we've always marveled at the Clear Fork defense and how well they get to the ball, and that nothing's changed tonight. They're getting there, and I just worry about the big plays here. Let's see if they can alleviate those big plays. Here they are, trips clear out here again. Something's coming inside, going backside one-on-one.
Bodpegn lows up, throws. He's got the connection. No, incomplete, in and out of the hands. Nice pass though.
Yeah, there they tried to isolate, I'm not sure what number that was out there.
Looked like it was Fultz again. Excuse me, no, this time it was Clark Spearman, the intended target.
Okay, Clark Spearman. They tried to isolate him on that corner over there and gave him the whole field to work with, and good job by number 7 to break that up.
It's Nash Evans back there in coverage. And certainly Clear Fork here of late, with the 4 wins over the last 5 games, been playing some pretty solid football.
Here we are again. They got somebody singled up top again.
Miller feels the heat, steps up, now winds back over near side, and he just throws it down. That's got to be intentional grounding. It will be. Colts are calling for a safety. And I don't know how that works here at the high school ranks, but intentional grounding in the NFL certainly would be 2 points. That's what Luke Gearhart's calling for, and if Miller doesn't just drop the ball, it's definitely going to be 2 there for the Colts.
Well, I think they actually, his forward progress was before that goal line.
A little beyond, huh?
That was my luck, but, it looks like they're going to – they did call a safety.
First safety that I've got an opportunity to see so far through 11 weeks of football. One more time, the pressure comes. Yeah, that's in there, baby. That's in the end zone, and looked like that was Sansom to get in there and make the play.
We talked about him playing offense, defense, 4 or 5 different positions, being a consummate team player, able to get in there and create a sack. And, we talked about Clear Fork just hanging in there, grinding it out. They punted here. We talked about maybe going for it. Let's pin them back and let our defense do what they do. And, it worked out for them.
So a big play for the Colts. They'll put a couple on the board. They'll get the football back here. 5 minutes, 12 seconds still remaining before we reach the halftime break. Low-scoring defensive battle after It opened up with Ontario marching down the field. They get into the end zone. Nearly did it on their second drive as well until Hoflick came up with the big INT.
Yeah, Clear Fork should get decent field position here again. You know, they've had pretty good field position the whole game, and they've grinded out a couple first downs, punted. Let's see if they can't get a little bit more consistency. I'd still like to see them stretch the field a little bit with this defense. The defense is kind of constricted in there, trying to stop this run.
From their own 20-yard line, kickoff will be taken right about the 30. Here's Sansom. Motors, puts his head down and barrels through midfield. Great field position on the way here for the Colts, as they'll set up 1st and 10 in plus territory. Been able to break into enemy action so far here tonight, but a couple of punts so far.
Yeah, and you know, I think they're okay with that. You know, they're just kind of feeling them out still, I think. And, you know, they were able to run that ISO effectively, I think, on the second or third drive. And but here recently, they haven't done a whole lot.
On first down, 2-back set, here's Porter Schmidt. Tries the left side, lead blocking, opened up a mini hole, and he chugs through for a pickup of 3.
You know, here they are in this 2-back gun, and, you know, I guess that's why Coach Brokaw's down there and I'm up here. I'm not so sure that that's old-fashioned Clear Fork football. I'd like to see him back in the eye and get behind number 40, and let's just see what we can do that way. But let's see what happens. You know, he's done a great job over there, and who am I to say anything?
Twin set now, still with the 2 backs. Fake the run, throw it out Jackson, far side. Drug down after first down yardage was picked up. Nice little wrinkle here to the Colts game. Some eye candy in the backfield, and it opens things up for Jackson.
Yeah, you know, I think they're running a little RPO over there, checking on that outside linebacker, and if he does this, then we're going to do this. And, you know, great throw by Hoflick.
40th catch of the season now for Jay Jackson. Approaching the 600-yard mark as he goes one-on-one. Price undercut, nearly picked off. The ball was underthrown, and solid coverage that time on the play. Would have been tough to try to thread the needle there with Brady Rowe back in coverage.
Yeah, they looked like they blitzed up the middle there, and then they isolated these corners one-on-one. Good play by number 18.
Second and 10 now from the 36. They'll break the huddle with Jackson now splitting out here. They'll hand it. Sansom tripped up. Looked like a monster-sized hole.
It sure did look like a nice hole, and then somebody's hand just reached out like the old in the graveyard here
caught
on
him
Halloween
night.
Huh?
Just past Old Hallows Eve. As you see, I can't exactly catch. Maybe I think that was Alan O'Bliss down there, the senior, diving and catching a chunk of his shoelace.
I think if you're Clear Fork here, this is 2-down territory.
Hopefully, quick pass. Jackson with a step. And he maneuvers inside. Clear Fork first down and more. First trip into the red zone tonight for the Colts.
You know, here it is. What, third and 6, and they're throwing the ball here to Jackson. We talked about him making a play, and great play there. What was that, a 15-yard gain?
Nice pickup, one of the biggest of the night here for the Colts offense. On the doorstep here of the end zone, looking to take the lead. Pressure comes, both A-gaps. Hoflick has to get out of there. 4 black jerseys all chasing him down as he throws in the zone. Oswalt.
We're going to have lineman downfield, number 77.
Incomplete anyways.
Well, I think they called it a catch over there at the 1-yard line. But I think we've got a lineman downfield. Number 77 was down there watching. Yeah, ineligible man downfield.
So a tough break. They did indeed give Devin Oswalt the catch here. I'll slow it down. I'll show you. I mean, that's an NFL catch. He
That
got
was
the
a-
toe drag swag going on down there, Sean.
He did, and great job by Mason getting out of it and making a play.
Off the infraction, they back outside the 20 now, all the way to the 23-yard line. Still first down, though.
Clear Fork's seeing something out of this two-back gun that they like here. This is the first time that we've actually seen this.
Another play action, and they'll zip it out here. Jackson, the ultimate playmaker for this team, leaving his stamp on the game yet again. Big catch, I think a gain of 14 yards.
They like this out here. It looks like Ontario's playing a little cover 2. They're running off number 1. I would think that the corner, they're going to read number 2. If he's going to run 5-yard out, you think the corner would stop and get that. But, he's running off with the receiver.
They'll run behind Mason Sansom. Pierces a little bit of a window, and Schmidt's able to chug through.
I guess he didn't get a first down on that last one, did he?
But they'll pick it up here. It'll set up first down and goal. As he gets down to the 7-yard line. Big spot right now here for both teams. Short time, $1:40 to go before we get to the halftime break. Heavy set. They'll pound it left side, and the Warriors make the stop. This is Braden Hayes getting the carry. Big freshman. His second carry of the night. And it looked like he might be able to knife his way through, but getting stuck by Noah Poole at the last moment, the safety, with a touchdown-saving tackle. And you can see down there on the sideline a chilly night here at Niss Stadium. But a botched snap, the ball's loose. Ontario feels like they have it. And coming off the bottom of the pile, it is Warrior football. No indicator yet, though, from any of the referees. They still haven't said.
No, we still don't have any indicator. Everybody else knows but us.
So Landon Sowards came away with the football. Boy, it looks like he's got the fumble recovery. This is gargantuan.
That is. That's a huge mistake by Clear Fork down there on the goal line. You've got to be able to capitalize on that. And we talk about a clean game. You get down here 48 seconds ago, you got a chance to take the lead going into halftime, and you have a fumble.
The Warriors way backed up inside their own 3. They really just have to get a couple of yards here. Try to run things out. They'll do so. Van Tilburg, stutter step, and gain of 5. Colts not going to burn a timeout. They'll let it run. And that's all they needed was that breathing room there. And it looks like Ontario probably going to be content. Just hand it off one more time, take it into the break with a 5-point lead as Mason looks outside, now curls back in. And he'll get hit just north of the 10. And that will be the final play here of this opening half. Defense, the name of the game, and 2 big turnovers as well, Sean. Bodpegn throws one in the end zone, and then right on the doorstep, the Colts re-gift it there at the 3-yard line. 7-2 is the count right now. Kind of a wild game.
It is wild, and it's we talked about Clear Fork keeping it close and all that. They're doing some things, and then you get a fumble down here, you get an interception down here. They got to keep it clean. I think I've got them down for 5 penalties already in the first half, and I don't think Ontario has any.
We'll be back here, both of your halftime band performances, plus Sean and I will break down the first half stats, get y'all set for half number 2. You're enjoying live and free playoff football on the OH Report.
Avita Home Health and Hospice, our caring professionals are ready to serve you with personally tailored services designed to meet the unique needs of each individual. When we take on a patient at Avita Home Health and Hospice, they really do feel like family. So when we take care of our family, we want to take care of the whole person. So we take care of them from our nurses, our aides, our physical, occupational, and speech therapists, but we also have people that tend to their hearts. So we have social workers, we have chaplains, and people that can help with the emotional side of their care.
At Avita Home Health and Hospice, we have a dedicated team that takes care of you. Caring for the whole person is our promise to you. From social and emotional well-being to the way the patient relates to their loved ones, we treat your family like our family.
Serving patients and their families wherever they call home, including assisted living facilities and nursing homes. Call 1-800-4NURSES to see if Avita can help administer your plan of custom care.
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? An important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Cathy Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, it just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Cathy.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Next, the band features our auxiliary and woodwind captain, Cabria Sims, choreographed to 2006's number 23 on the Billboard Pop 100. Here is Teenagers by My Chemical Romance. ladies and gentlemen, Cabria Sims. For our final selection this evening, the band returns to 2011 with a fun and memorable hit by LMFAO, clocking in at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and featuring our percussion section. Here is our rendition of Party Rock Anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, the pride of the valley, the 2024 Clear Fork High School Marching Band.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field your 2024 Warrior Marching Band. The band is under the direction of Elijah Al Capone Henkel, Assistant Director Matt Bugsy Siegel Kiesel, Percussion Coach Dave Machine Gun Kelly Wolbert, Golden Girl Coach Morgan Babyface Nelson Eckert, Royal Guard Coach Haley Pretty Boy Floyd Foss, and Majorette Coach Darcy Mad Dog Broom. Our first song for the evening is the 2003 Killers song, Mr. Brightside. The song peaked at number 10 on the Billboard's charts and tells the story of a love's betrayal. We hope you enjoy. Our next song is a jazz pop standard written by Weather Report in 1977. The song was written as a tribute to the New York City Jazz Club of the same name, where greats like Miles Davis, Duke Ellington, and Count Basie performed. We hope you enjoy Birdland. Our last song was featured in the 1977 movie Saturday Night Fever. The song soared to #1 on the Billboard charts and became a disco classic. So grab your leisure suits and platform shoes and let's enjoy the Tramps' Disco Inferno.
I think it was
The Ontario Music Program would like to thank everyone that has made tonight possible. Thank you to the Music Boosters, Ontario administration, the countless volunteers, and everyone in the stands for their support. Go Warriors!
At Avita Home Health and Hospice, our caring professionals are ready to serve you with personally tailored services designed to meet the unique needs of each individual. When we take on a patient at Avita Home Health and Hospice, they really do feel like family. So when we take care of our family, we want to take care of the whole person. So we take care of them from our nurses, our aides, our physical, occupational, and speech therapists, but we also have people that tend to their hearts. So we have social workers, we have chaplains, and people that can help with the emotional side of their care.
At Avita Home Health and Hospice, we have a dedicated team that takes care of you. Caring for the whole person is our promise to you. From social and emotional well-being to the way the patient relates to their loved ones, we treat your family like our family.
Serving patients and their families wherever they call home, including assisted living facilities and nursing homes. Call 1-800-4NURSES to see if Avita can help administer your plan of custom care.
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? An important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Cathy Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Cathy.
Take a look at all the action from Friday night football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Let's go. Friday night lights. Get hype, it's Friday night. Friday night lights. Get hype, here we go now. Friday night lights. Get hype, it's Friday night lights. Get hype, here we go now.
It's halftime here at Niss Stadium as we welcome you back in for the Carroll's Truck Parts and Recycling Halftime Show. Brian Skowronski alongside the great Sean Adams here tonight, and really fun game, man. I know this is right up your alley. Two defenses, coming through when they needed to, and that's kind of the difference right now. A takeaway on each side, Sean, and coming in pivotal moments down in the red zone.
Yeah, it is my type of game here. Great defensive battle. Clear Fork kind of shot themselves in the foot down on the, the 4-yard line with the fumbled snap, and then Ontario throws a pick into the end zone. So they got one takeaway each. They're pretty much even on the total yards. And, the thing that really impressed me about this first half was Hopeflick being 7 of 8 for 74 yards. And I think that was key to him I talked about stretching the field a little bit, and, he was able to complete some good passes.
Only 103 yards for Ontario, 100 on the nose right now for the Colts. So obviously offense has come at a premium thus far in the game, and the rushing yards for Ontario, a team that averages, I think, right around 270 per game. Sean, you really got to credit Clear Fork for doing what they've done all year. They're crowding the line, they're bringing their linebackers very aggressively, and they're playing with very limited safety help. And right now, their cornerbacks, they're doing a nice job in the man-on-man. I'm winning.
They are. Ontario's isolated their best receiver one-on-one to the field, and the Clear Fork corner's been able to break it up a couple times, and then, they've hit the back out of the backfield a couple times, and Clear Fork's adjusted to that. So, I give credit to Clear Fork. They do what they do. They're going to play man-to-man. They're going to bring heat, and, I just like to see them break down and tackle a little bit better once they get back to Bodpegn.
Second half just about ready to begin here at Niss Stadium. Warriors will have to kick it away deep, and they do so. So we'll get to see Clear Fork in this offense to start quarter number 3. And high praise from you for the sophomore quarterback, Marcus Hoflick. But really, I think that's a lot about coaching, just making sure that he's not trying to make too much happen. Quick passes about 5 yards away from the line of scrimmage, and it's been there, so their scattering report's been spot on.
Yeah, they went that two-back gun, and they went twins here. This is what they're coming out in, and they've hit Jay Jackson here on a little 5-yard out or a bubble. Let's see if they do it again here on first down. There it is again, except they hand it off.
Sansom cuts back against the grain and keeps his feet moving. Mason Sansom alone to take down, and about 7-8 extra yards after the initial contact. First down for the Colts.
There's number 6 again, running the ball this time. Usually he's blocking, but good job by Mason there on first down.
Sansom, just a super physical runner, obviously, as you can tell there on the customized By Ronda instant replay.
I'd like to see the Clear Fork line get down there and push the pile a little bit. They're standing around there once the initial hit. Let's see them push the pile a little bit.
This is Schmidt. Initially, things opened up, and then he gets wrapped up, doesn't go very far. Tackled on the play that time by Landon Sowers.
That's a new. There they were in the cold water eye, the shotgun eye, and that's the first time I've actually seen them do that. So they're experimenting a little bit here with the shotgun. Now they're going that two-back gun again. Last time they were in this, they did that 5-yard out to Jay Jackson.
Warriors bring some pressure, play action. Here it is again. This time Ontario a bit more ready for it, as they'll limit him. Still a pickup of 5, but this has gone big for him on a few occasions in that first half, or 10 or more.
Well, yeah, if you look at it, you can see the safety jump the 5-yard out now. Now let's see Clear Fork run the 5-yard out and run a post with number 1 receiver go to the middle of the field, because there's nobody else there.
Play comes into the huddle here for Hoflick. And they'll break it with 2 wide receivers. They'll flank out up top. Fullback in, that's Schlosser. He'll stay in for protection. Pump fake going deep. Got a step.
Yep.
Overthrown, but I think a tug on the jersey that forced Jay Jackson to be a bit behind that one.
A little wheel route up there by Jay Jackson, and linebacker kind of grabbed him, and looks like it's going to be a first down for Clear Fork.
Yeah, there it is. You saw it right at the beginning of the replay. Just a little bit of a tug there from Noah Poole, and it slowed Jackson enough to earn the first down off the flag. First infraction against Ontario so far here tonight. Results in a Mechanics Bank first down here for the Colts. Crisp night here at Ontario. 46 degrees, partly cloudy, and after the way that Mother Nature has been really just delighting us with record temperatures, feels like football weather out here tonight.
It sure does. There's that little out again, giving the ball to Jackson and letting him create something. You know, it's hard to believe that 10 weeks ago we're at Crestview sweating in the press box against a very good Seneca East team. And, what do they say? This is the fastest 10 weeks of the school year.
I hear it all the time. So that's Jay Jackson with another nice run.
Now here's Clear Fork again in this shotgun eye. Get behind number 40 and running a little GF.
Yeah, it's a low snap, and they're able to secure Porter Schmidt basically right at the line of scrimmage.
I think this is a 2-down territory for Clear Fork. You got 2 downs to get 5 here, and at some point maybe let's take a shot like they did there on the wheel where they got the penalty.
They'll need 5 to try to extend the drive here. So they'll send Schlosser in motion. They'll run that way. He opens up a hole. Jackson jet sweep. Flag flies.
Jackson on the carry. There is a flag on the play.
Typically in this area, it comes back.
Yeah, that time they decided to put Jackson in the backfield and use him as a running back and run an outside zone.
They'll make him replay 3rd down off the infraction.
Ball spotted at the 39. 3rd down 13.
Colts now need 13. Got to get down to the 27-yard line.
Let's see where Jackson is. He's down here. Bodpeg's on him. Ontario's manned up. 0 coverage, too. They're going to run a little screen.
Oh, they had it set up, too.
They had it set up, and they kind of overthrew it.
So it'll bring up 4th down now for the Colts as a pretty solid drive comes to a halt there.
Well, they had a good gain on 1st down. They gained 6 yards on 1st down, and you're thinking, okay, we're 2nd and 4. You don't get a gain, and then you get a penalty. And then those penalties are just killers on drive killers, especially those they fake it.
Jackson is a little bit high on the snap. Can he pick up 13 upended as he goes airborne, and he'll be stopped a little bit shy.
Not a bad call. You didn't lose too much there. You punt it, you might get it into the end zone, and back to the 20-yard line. Here they are at the 29. Ontario gets to start their drive on the 29. Nice try there. What was he, about 3 or 4 yards short?
Yeah, I think right around 3 yards shy. So the football over to Ontario for their first drive. We're able to march down the field right at the beginning of the game. Only took them 3 minutes into the zone. Mason Van Tilburg capped it off. Since then, a whole lot of nothing. And that's how this drive begins. Maybe a half-yard pickup by Miller.
Yeah, just trying to run the quarterback sweep, trying to get your best player involved in the game here. And, backside pressure was able to get to him.
Play clock now down to 15 seconds.
Here they are in that trip, that quads look over here. Last time they did this, they wheeled Van Tilburg down the sideline. He's on top of your screen. There they go.
Yeah, they'll fake like Miller's going to run, and now they flip it out. A stiff arm. Finally tackled by Hoflick. But not until after a huge gain. The Mechanics Bank 1st down. Chewing up about 33, 34 yards on the gain.
There they are. They're acting like they're running ISO. It's kind of like the old Tim Tebow play. He acts like he's running it, and then they throw it off to the running back. Good play design there by Coach Hooker.
Now with a fresh set in enemy territory. Miller rolls this way. And he throws, connecting. Spearman with the snatch. And right at the sticks. I think it's going to be enough to get the chain gang back on the move. It will be 10-yard gain.
Gain of 11 on the play is good enough for a Warrior.
You know, sometimes you need a little play like that, to spark your offense. And, that's a great call by Coach Eckert. Acting like he's going to run it. Everybody closes on him, and then Van Tilburg slips out for a nice gain. There they are in that quads again. They're going to run GT with Bodpegn.
Haven't ran a design quarterback keeper in a while. And with this one, he bursts inside of the red zone. Warriors on the march now. Miller's such a load to try to handle, especially in the open field. You got to try to get him in bunches.
Right, and especially when he gets them knees up high, and he starts hitting you underneath the chin strap when you're trying to tackle him. And those guys are hard to tackle.
Here's Van Tilburg with the first yard jaunt. Ontario starting to get in a groove more offensively now. Effective play calling and just getting in behind that ferocious offensive front to help lead them to victory. 9 out of the 10 opportunities they've had so far this season.
Yeah, I think Coach Brokaw tried to spark his bunch a little bit by running the fake punt over here, and then Coach Eckert comes back here and does a nice play call with the fake to Bodpegn and then throwing it out to Van Tilburg.
Miller feels the pressure. Oswalt treading down on him, and he's able to get the sack. Boy, what a rarity to be able to bring Bodpegn Miller down one-on-one. Devin Oswalt.
Well, it looks like now they're spying him a little bit. They're not bringing everybody, and he's kind of sitting back spying Bodpegn and does a great job there of making the tackle. He broke down, kept him on his inside hip, and was able to make the tackle.
Goes down as a loss of 3.
Here they are in this quads bunch out here again, and the last few times they've been running it to the other side with Van Tilburg. And
Straight
they're running the
pass,
screen over there.
Deja vu all over again. Hopefully read it this time. And Davis ends the play before it has a chance to really take off.
Yeah, good job by Clear Fork recognizing that. They tried to sneak him out that time and run a screen, and they were able to get off blocks and make a tackle. No game.
Third down 13.
So a big third down coming up here for Ontario, and certainly they're in 4-down territory. Trying to take it at this Clear Fork defense, who's been so stout the last month of the season.
Let's see if they bring all 6 of them. Are they going to leave somebody to spy? They don't bring anybody. They brought 3 that time.
Clean pocket, delivery off target. Solid coverage that time by Trey Sellers.
That's a good job by Coach Scheid over there playing zone. He played zone that time, only brought 3 people, and kind of you saw Bodpegn kind of hitch a little bit. Oh, where is this guy? He kind of hitches and then makes an errant throw, and good job by Coach Scheid over there mixing things up a little bit.
There's Austin Pence, the intended target. As the Warriors try to tack on 3, the kick is through, buried here. Cooper Kilgore. And extends the lead out to 8. And Cooper getting some love from his teammates.
I think the Clear Fork kid had a chance to block that. If he puts his hands together, he might do it. It just looked like he jumped and kept his hands apart. Put your hands together, kid, and go to where the kicking point is. And he got in there in plenty of time. Plus, it was a low kick.
Show it to you from the top here. It's a good snap, nice hold. And it might have even got deflected. It came out a little bit wobbly there.
Yeah. I just think if he puts his hands together, he might have a clean block.
So at the 3:32 mark here, quarter number 3, that young man right there throws 3 more points up on the board.
You know, the kicking game has within the last few years, I've really noticed it. You know, you're kicking into the end zone and you got to start at the 20. Used to be, you kick straight on with the old toe, like super toe, and you're lucky to get the ball down there. And now they're kicking it into the end zone, and that just makes it tough on an offense when you got to go 80 yards.
This one's going to be taken on the far side from about the 15. It's Sansom. Little hop, and he'll be knocked down. The return team getting to him pretty quick, but a flag now down on the field. See if we can identify what happened here. Quick huddle here by the umpires, and they'll say it's going to be a hold against the Colts, so this drive will start a little bit further back than they'd like.
Yeah, that's what two more penalties this half already for Clear Fork.
Colts looking to answer. The 3 points just dropped on the board by Kilgore and the Ontario offense. Just a touchdown and a 2-point conversion away from evening up the count, as they'll stretch this thing over to the sideline. And just nowhere to run that time for Sansom. Whoops.
Yeah, good job by the Ontario defense there, just stretching it out and making a tackle. The wideout learned his lesson earlier in the game. He got a penalty there. That time he kind of went in and just kind of bumped him, and the guy was able to get off the block and make a tackle.
So it'll make it second down. Really no gain on the play. Hit right at the line of scrimmage as they'll go with the play fake again. This is Price and Alakai. Little giddy up in his step outside.
Yeah, that time instead of running the out to Jay Jackson, they run a little wide receiver screen. Now it looks like we got a penalty on the Clear Fork bench.
I think might have just been a warning on them. A little sideline warning. So you see Miller trot back on here for some defensive duties. He'll spell out Brady Rowe. And actually, I stand corrected. It will indeed be a penalty against the Clear Fork bench. An unsportsmanlike conduct.
That
Killer.
You get it back to third and 2, and you have a penalty here. I think that was on one of the coaches over there at Clear Fork. Lost his composure a little bit, and looks like they got to keep your cool here and give your kids a chance. 3rd and 1. Now it's 3rd and 16.
Hoflick design rollout here near side, pressure coming immediately. Marcus hurdles through the first guy and just fires. Sansom able to somehow corral it at about the 20, but it's a very minimal gain, not a lot there. 4th down coming up here for the Colts, and offense marching off the field.
Yeah, just another penalty. Both drives this half that they've had, they were able to come back from the one penalty on this drive and get it to 3rd and 1, and then they get an unsportsmanlike. This is uncharacteristic of Clear Fork, being this undisciplined. We talked about it earlier in the game. If they wanted a chance to win this, then they would have to, keep things clean.
Oh, that's not clean, except for the block. Ontario bursts in, they knock it down. The big fella coming in, Trenton Maglot, wreaking some havoc.
Well, he goes through 2 guys.
What are you going to do?
Right, good hustle by him. The 2 guys are supposed to block him, and he just wanted it more than they did. And you notice he had his 2 hands together and was able to get a block there. Good job by that big fella.
biggest play of the night, really, as it puts Ontario in an opportunity here. Try to stretch this out to a 2-score differential.
Now here's Ontario in a bunch look up top. Going to try and stretch the defense and get outside. Missed tackle.
Then Oswald comes in, knocks him down. A little help from Trey Sellers as they force this to flood out wide. Pickup of a couple on the play down to the 6. Second down goal. Miller with Van Tilburg next to him. Left tip, hands it off, stretching right near the goal line.
Van Tilburg on the carry. Brought down by Price.
They're just running a little ISO there. Gets a nice head of steam going, and he wanted it, that's for sure.
Yeah, they brought him down right on the stoop. And Ontario is going to be content to allow the last 10 seconds here to milk away of quarter number 3, is leading by 8 and a chance to stretch that out in the fourth quarter. We'll be back. Money time on the way from Niss Stadium.
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? An important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
Ontario 1 yard away from making this a 2-score ball game. Week 11 playoffs here at Niss Stadium. Best opportunity for the Warriors offense.
They got their 2 extra linemen in here as wings, and they're going to just run behind them and let Bodpegn try and find a hole and get in there. And he gets in there for a touchdown.
Bodpegn Miller, his first score of the night, the second touchdown of the game for the Ontario Warriors. It's a big one.
Yeah, they had a tight end over there, two extra blockers over there, and just let Bodpegn find the seam, and he leaped across there with that big lengthy body and was able to get a touchdown.
PAT tacked on here by Cooper Kilgore. And you're right, this is just Superman going airborne.
Ladies and gentlemen, please do your part and throw away your food and drink in the trash.
And now Clear Fork in a tough situation. Trailing by a couple of scores. The offense has done decent so far today. But this is a team that certainly likes to get in behind their running attack, play with the short passes, and with just a dozen minutes here on the clock, might have to try to let loose here, try to find some more of the explosive plays. And they haven't really tried to throw it deep yet here, Sean.
No, they really haven't. They haven't tried to stretch the field at all. And, you know, it's like you said, there's 12 minutes to go in the game, and it's not panic time by any stretch, but this is a huge drive for Clear Fork. They've got to be able to answer here with some points.
Kilgore to kick off. Back need to return. Jackson and Sanson.
Go with a deep kick. Target at Sansom from his own 11-yard line. Here's Mason. Comes back middle. Waving that right arm like he's got a lot of speed. He does to the outside. Mason Sansom. Little hop step and then brought down at the 37-yard line.
And we got a flag here.
Imagine
Imagine that. Another one of them hankies. Where's the pink ones at when you need it?
Yes. The Colts have routinely been just hurting themselves with some bad penalties.
Oh, my goodness.
And this one will indeed go against Clear Fork yet again. It's going to be an illegal block in the back. And this happens often when you see kids cutting across the field, just like we saw Sansom do.
Yeah, good return by him. And, I hate to see how many penalties they have for the game. I'm sure they're close to 10 for the whole game, and you're just not going to win a playoff game with that many mistakes.
Even with the penalty yardage, it'll be solid field position here for Clear Fork. From their own 39, two-back set. Couple receivers to the near side, play action. Little fake. They will try to go up top, and it's well overthrown, intercepted. Great coverage by
He's
Landon
got some
Foltz.
blockers.
Yes, he does. The convoy is forming. And all of a sudden, Clear Fork coming undone a little bit at the seams as the Warriors got all the momentum flowing in their favor.
Yeah, Davis didn't look too comfortable back there in the pocket. He didn't have anybody really open and felt some pressure, and he just kind of threw it up there to whoever. And good job by the Ontario kid making an interception, and what a great return. I always like that when you're on defense and you get a pick like that. I always told my guys, your radar's got to go out, and I want to see you go get somebody. But, these this day and age, you can't go get somebody like that or you're going to get a penalty yourself.
It's great to see that full convoy, everybody getting out in front, helping lead a solid return inside of the 40-yard line.
I think here, obviously we talked about the last drive for Clear Fork, but this is detrimental.
It's going to be Miller all the way, somehow nice through, and here's Miller. Pushed out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. Be a Mechanics Bank first down, 19-yard scamper here. Starting things off in style.
Yeah, just running a fold there against the Clear Fork defense. Backside guard wraps up there on the front side linebacker, and nice read by Bodpegn there.
So first down and 10 here for Ontario. Just on the outskirts of the red zone. Chilly night here at Niss Stadium, 46 degrees. And somehow, some way, there goes Van Tilburg into the end zone. How did he wiggle loose?
Yeah, they missed tackle, and this is what happens when you play defense and you play defense and you play defense, and then you don't score any points. You finally just get wore down, and it's unfortunate for these kids to have to go out like this, but you got to keep fighting, and had a guy there and make the tackle. Just make the tackle.
As the confetti flies here at Niss Stadium, the PAT tacked on 24-2 is the count. Mason Van Tilburg, his second house call of the night. He's got 17 for the season. We'll be back. More fourth quarter action from Niss Stadium on the way.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, it just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Swing State here in Ohio, Sean, and we're seeing right now Foley swinging the momentum in favor of Ontario.
Yeah, you know.
Off this rip one more time. We got to show this one more time. Look at this run.
Yeah, they had him there, and he just wanted it more than Clear Fork kid. You know, he was able to break free and score a touchdown.
All of a sudden, 24-2. That's the count on the scoreboard. Clear Fork starting to run out of time. 11:03 still remaining in the game. 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns from Ontario in less than 55 seconds.
Yeah, that's kind of backbreaking, and you know you've got to be able to answer at least one of these scores. And you know, so far the Ontario defense hasn't allowed them to score. You know, we go back to the first half, how pivotal it was down there on the 4-yard line. They don't score, and they just haven't been able to get anything going here the second half.
Jackson comes in motion. He gets the call. He'll weave out. He'll launch it deep. Oswald's got a step. He backtracks for the grab. Nice little wrinkle here for the Colts. Oswald with a snare. 34-yard line.
I thought number 12 was over there going to make another interception, and then Oswald come out of nowhere and went and got it.
Nice adjustment with the ball in the air, and Jay Jackson has done a bit of everything this season for Clear Fork. His second completion of the senior year.
Little wingback counter there by Clear Fork on first down. You know, I think when we saw them play against Pleasant, they were mixing it up a little bit more and throwing the ball play action-wise on first down, and we've yet to see that tonight.
Pickup of 1, 2nd and 9. Play action again. And they'll hit the little 5-yard out route, but Jackson with a block from Price almost escapes. Jackson with a first down, setting up goal to go from the 5. And trying to keep the heartbeat alive for Clear Fork. This senior doing everything he can.
Yeah, I mean, they've been running this same route all night long here, and they've been able to have success on it.
Second trip down into the red zone tonight. Fumbled at the 3 the last time. And it looks like we're going to get a timeout on the field. This will be an Ontario timeout. And with that, I'll dive into our comment section real quick, see what's going on with you guys. YouTube only here from Ontario tonight. I want to say what's up to Josh Young, cheering on the Warriors, per usual. Pammy Mowry says, let's go Colts, proud of you. Mason Sansom, he's played a well of a game so far. Randy Nolan, let's go Colts. Defense, nice safety, boys. That coming back in the second quarter. And now Travis Pickering, arm wrestling, says, come on Colts, let's go. Got Troy Sapp down working the sidelines. Did a nice job getting us highlights all season long for the Ontario home games. And no communication with him down there here tonight, so he's a tough job. I told him just pretend like you're up all the time. Not easy. Camera's kind of heavy. But getting you a nice little perspective down there.
Mason says, no, you belong on this side. Now go.
That's Appleman on the motion. He'll will out. Looked like he had a step. Now he fires back of the end zone, incomplete. Trying to hook up with Sansom in the back of the end zone. And one of the few misfires tonight from Marcus.
Yeah, they were trying to sneak the fullback out into the flats, and good job by the Ontario kid. Man-to-man on him, and was able to stay with him. And then, I think Sansom did have a step on his guy in the end zone and probably should have caught that. At least Davis's perspective, he was flipping out. Why did you catch that?
Warriors crowd the box. They'll flank Sansom out. Hand off to the freshman, and he is stonewalled right away. Hayes lit up at the point of attack.
Hayes on the carry.
Just an excellent job shedding off the block that time, and Miller able to make the tackle. No gain, maybe even a short loss. Hoflick with a toss. Here comes the freshman trying to hit the pylon, and he's not going to get there. Another great stop by the Warriors D. And it's going to force them to have to roll the dice here on 4th down.
Well, you know, you go back to the beginning of this down here, and Coach Eggert called timeout, settled his defense down a little bit, brought him over, talked to him, and Clear Fork hasn't gained anything ever since then. And, you know, good job by Coach Eggert talking to your defense, you know, and settling those guys down a little bit. Now it's 4th down. Let's see if they can't get another stop here. Every time Clear Fork's been in this, they ran that 5-yard out to Jackson.
They're looking for it again. This time he's covered. They put Miller on him one-on-one. Marcus running for his life and throws off target. So the Warriors defense stands tall, broken up by Landon Fultz.
Yeah, good job by Ontario defense. They're like, okay, you want to hit Jay Jackson on that 5-yard out, we're going to put our best guy on him, and let's see what happens. And, you know, it was evident that, you know, he didn't get anywhere. Bodpegn was all over him.
And that's what you get sometimes when you've got an Ohio State commit. Just go play ball, buddy.
Yeah, you got him.
And it works out. So the Warriors take over. Looking to close out a victory now. Colts desperately needed to get points on that last drive to try to put at least a little bit of pressure here on Ontario. Miller with the give. And no separation this time. Van Tilburg dropped for no gain. Colts defense still getting after it.
Yeah, you look at the roster for both these teams, and Ontario loses, I think, 14 seniors that have had some significant playing time over the years, and then the Clear Fork guys are relatively young. They got a lot of sophomores playing, and some juniors, and you know they're going to be back, and this has been a good experience for these guys.
Oh, a little bit of a fumble and nearly a second safety, but Miller with the speed pulls a little Houdini act. Able to break loose for about a pickup of 1.
You know, that we talked about breaking down, you got to rush the upfield shoulder. I don't know who that is, white sleeves, but he rushes inside and he's able to get outside. You always got to rush the upfield shoulder.
Warriors still do need to pick up 8 here on a 3rd down. As Bodpegn went out of bounds here on the near side. The clock rests, 7:10 to play here in the 4th quarter. Winner will move on into the regional quarterfinals next week. Well, actually, we'll take a look at what's ahead here as we get a timeout. Here is the playoff picture, Sean, for Division 4, Region 14. Ontario, the number 3 seed, going head-to-head right now with the number 14 seed. They'll get the winner of Clyde, who's at home tonight, against Otsego. We saw the Flyers win a state title 4 seasons ago. Formidable opponent. And one that I think Ontario's met in the postseason here in recent years.
And then that game would be here. Since Ontario's the higher seed.
Yes, Ontario with a win tonight will indeed clinch another home game. And up at the top of the bracket, the Shelby Whippets actually were trailing, I heard, 21-13. And then Eric Wills here in the house tonight, they had the game up. I believe that they started doing some Shelby-like things. Big bomb to Brady Bowman tied things up. I don't have a score count, but we'll get some here before night's end. And then the Galleon Tigers also competing at home. You can check them out live and free right now on our main YouTube channel. On 3rd down, throwing it away is Miller. So the Clear Fork defense does their thing. They come away with the 3 and out. The punt unit on the way.
Yeah, you know, good job by the Clear Fork defense again. They get the ball back, presumably in good field position. You know, they this was the first time I've seen the Clear Fork defense kind of change things up a little bit, and they ran a little zone and kind of confused him a little bit. But that time they were going right after him.
It's going to be a short punt. It'll go out of bounds here, so sharp field position, of course, here for the Colts, as you mentioned. It will set them up at the opponent 35-yard line.
You know, this is kind of a huge drive, not only for this game, but for the off season and for next season and for the weight room and all those things that you got to do when the football season's actually over, especially with a young football team out here. You know, it'd be nice to get behind your guys, get behind Jay Jackson, get behind Davis, get behind Schmidt, and punch one in here for the sake of punching one in.
Head and shoulder fake. Now Marcus to the edge. Rifles deep. Trying to find Jackson, but it's broken up, and they've just decided, Bodpegn, you're going to guard him here man-to-man the rest of the night.
Bodpegn, yeah, you go cover him. You know, they had, you're playing man-to-man. You don't want to look back at the quarterback, but Bodpegn looked back at him. Jay kind of had a step on him, and then he's like, no, you're not going to catch that. Good play by Bodpegn.
Yeah, I got that right hand up just in the nick of time to be able to knock it down. Sansom in the slot. Price up top. They'll motion Jackson now. Looking that way is Hoflick, and now he'll rifle.
He's holding him.
Yeah, I think we should get a flag here. 2 hankies actually out onto the turf.
Yeah, you could see Jay got some separation on him, and then Bodpegn stuck that right hand out and kind of was holding him.
Jackson up a little bit slow.
They kind of motioned him a little bit to kind of create a little bit of space. He was able to cut back and kind of get a step on him.
So the headman did say pass interference. And Clear Fork with a Mechanics Bank first down. Down to the 20-yard line. They'll run it with Jay right side. Has to curl back immediately. And now Jackson inside of the 20. Was able to somehow pick up 2. Great penetration, setting the edge for the Warriors. Jackson just has unusual acceleration.
Yeah, he you know, great family, great Clear Fork kid, just laying it on the line here. Like, Jay's done about everything he can do to help this team win.
They'll fake it to Porter. And now a lob underthrown and high pointing it for the interception. Ontario yet again comes away with the stop. This time it's Cam Powers. Another big play by the Ontario defense.
Yeah, I'm not sure where Davis was trying to go with that ball there, but you know, they had Jay covered underneath. They had the other guy covered underneath, and he just kind of threw it up for grabs.
Warriors really feeling themselves on the sideline now. Powers, I saw doing a little dance move. And why not? I'll show it to you one more time.
Yeah, he just was kind of throwing it up there and not sure where he was throwing that.
Second interception thrown tonight by Marcus Hoflick. As James Mahon bringing it into enemy territory on a first down run. Fans here at Ontario enjoying the scene. 32-yard trudge that time.
You know, it looked like Clear Fork had him back here, but they just kind of gave up on the play, and he didn't. And, you know, that seemed to be kind of the way it was the second half here. It just looked like Ontario wanted it worse than Clear Fork did.
Clock settled, 5:40 showing. High snap, Miller hands off. Mahon again. This time Sansom and a couple of his friends there to meet him in the hole. Nice read here by Ben Campbell. Fights off his block.
And then there's number 6 in there. Sansom. They're going to miss his leadership and all the things that he brought to the table, all those different positions, and just being the consummate team player.
Figures to be the final 5 minutes here of Sansom's career and several other seniors for the Colts, including Jackson. As Ontario goes to the sky this time, and Miller's got a completion. He's able to hook up with Noah Poole.
Gain of 10 on the play, 3rd down 2.
3rd down and 2 coming up here for the Warriors. Just a few minutes away from advancing into the next round of the postseason. Same slot they were able to get to a season ago. Capture their first league title since the early 2000s. Missed out on it by just a game this year. Shelby, of course, 10-0, looking to go 11-0 tonight. Mahon, another carry, featuring him here in the latter portion of the game. He's going to be a little bit short. And he's helped up after a gain of 1. So 4th down, offense likely to stay on the field. Try to pick this up, Sean, and just burn as much time off of the clock as you can.
Yeah, you know, the first half they were able to get Clear Fork to jump. Maybe they'll try that again, or let it wind down, let the clock wind all the way down, call timeout, and pin them deep. I think it's crucial here. You just go get a 1st down and let the clock run.
Will indeed take their 2nd timeout. Show you what Ontario's been able to do so far this season. Take a look at their schedule. Saw 8 straight wins coming out of the gates until they ran into a buzzsaw in Shelby in that awesome Week 9 throwdown over at the new WW Skiles Field. 33-7. They were only up a score late against Highland before kind of opening up a can of worms in that one. Kind of the same thing here tonight, and it's their defense that has really stood up. The Colts have played very solid defensively themselves, so I don't think really the 24 points indicates how much of a fight they've put up.
Well, absolutely, but you just can't continue to play defense and not score any points. It just wears on you physically and mentally. And, Clear Fork had their chance. They did the fake punt over there, and they were, 3 or 4 yards short.
Yeah.
They have Ontario 3rd and long, and Coach Eckert pulls out that, that Tim Tebow pass, reacts like Miller's going to run it, and then throws Van Tilburg. And I think that was the changing point of the game, that they were able to create some momentum off of that. They were able to go down there, score, and then it just kind of snowballed from there.
And the Colts, of course, with wins in 4 of their last 5 just to get to this point in the season.
Offsides against Clear Fork.
2nd time tonight on a 4th down, the Colts have jumped. And this time, I think they were just lined up in the neutral zone.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, these penalties have been, I think Ontario only has 1 penalty.
Correct.
And Clear Fork probably has 10. Just not going to win any games doing that.
So the Colts really hurting themselves, even though the game all but decided right now. The 22-point differential, they'd need 3 scores. But you'd love to at least get a couple more smiles before the season will come to a close. That's what it's all about here. Just playing for pride, and that's what they do so well down in the valley.
Oh, absolutely. It's a prideful community, and, you know, they're going to be back. They're awfully young, and get them in the weight room again and get them doing some things in the off season and build on this season. You know, the last 5 weeks have really been good for Clear Fork, and, you know, they were able to make the playoffs, and they're going to miss some seniors, obviously, but, you know, them youngsters are going to be able to step up with some great game time experience.
James Mahon again able to bounce to the outside. Here goes the senior, throwing a stiff arm as he leaves his feet down towards the 2. Nice run, Love, that he stuck his foot in the ground, thought that he would cut up, find a hole, had to break loose through an arm tackle, and almost did Oswald dirty there at the end.
And look who hustled to save a touchdown. Number 3, Jay Jackson. You know, we always did pursuit drill, or you're the last line of defense. This corner, he's a backside corner over here.
Yeah.
Play away, he goes, hustles backside, knocks him out of bounds. Good hustle by Jay Jackson.
Warriors on a 1st and goal. Play clock down to 2 when Miller takes the snap. Mahon instantly contacted. It was Davis Hoflick that came in. Allowed Sansom and Oswald to combine for the stop. And it's a loss of 2. Davis just submarine, got in there quick. Final 90 seconds of the competition. It's been a great season over the second half here for these Colts. Ontario once beaten, one of the top teams in all of Division 4. Ranked as high as number 7 in the state this year. This guy, definitely the biggest reason why. Miller to the edge and brought down inbounds. So the clock will continue to spin.
Yeah, I was expecting a big offensive explosion here from Ontario, and the thing that I'm taking away from this game is how well their defense played.
Yeah.
You know, their defense really kept them in the game until the offense could keep going, and, you know, once again, that play call by Coach Eckert over there early in the 3rd quarter, I think kind of sparked things for this team, and they were able to take the momentum and go from there. This is a classy move by Coach Eckert here, just taking a knee here and letting the clock run out. Good classy effort by him. Great season, Clear Fork, and we wish Ontario the best moving forward. Got a bunch of seniors, good leadership, and represent Richland County.
24-2, the final score here tonight at Niss Stadium. The Warriors marching on into the 2nd round of the postseason. We'll see them back here in week number 12. Going to be tough to try to pick maybe an MVP. Van Tilburg with a couple of touchdowns. Some nice defensive plays made by multiple defenders here tonight for the Warriors. Maybe we'll let you weigh in. Drop us a comment. Who do you want to hear from in the MVP interview? We'll have that coming up, plus final stats and analysis from me and Sean. More on the way, live and free from Ontario.
Avita Home Health and Hospice, our caring professionals are ready to serve you with personally tailored services designed to meet the unique needs of each individual. When we take on a patient at Avita Home Health and Hospice, they really do feel like family. So when we take care of our family, we want to take care of the whole person. So we take care of them from our nurses, our aides, our physical, occupational, and speech therapists, but we also have people that tend to their hearts. So we have social workers, we have chaplains, and people that can help with the emotional side of their care.
At Avita Home Health and Hospice, we have a dedicated team that takes care of you. Caring for the whole person is our promise to you. From social and emotional well-being to the way the patient relates to their loved ones, we treat your family like our family.
Serving patients and their families wherever they call home, including assisted living facilities and nursing homes. Call 1-800-4NURSES to see if Avita can help administer your plan of custom care.
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? An important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
You just enjoyed live and free playoff football thanks to all of our generous sponsors, including Simonson Construction Services, Inc. From concept to completion, they can help you make a plan, refine your vision, and build a path for success. Carroll's Truck Parts and Recycling, proudly supporting local athletes. Play hard, play fast, have fun. Global Energy Partners, helping communities with exceptional work while utilizing local businesses. Customized by Ronda, she can customize any apparel, most accessories, and even build you your own online store. Mechanics Bank, Richland County's only independent community bank. Avita Home Health and Hospice, providing high-quality community health care and improving the quality of health in families throughout their lifespan. Charter NextGen, hiring for high-paying jobs in a cutting-edge environment. And Sutton Bank, earn the cash reward of your choice for doing simple activities with Kasasa. We'll be right back up. We'll have an MVP interview. You'll hear from Mason Van Tilburg.
I'm here tonight with the GEP Global Player of the Game, Mason Van Tilburg. I'm not so sure all the yardage you had, but you know, you grinded it out. I loved how you just kind of were patient with your offensive line and you just trusted them. And tell us how you feel about this win tonight.
Feel pretty great. Coming in this week, we did practice real hard, put in a lot of work actually, and they coming out, they knew our signals and stuff, so we had to put on our wristbands, throw them off.
The one thing that I noticed when you came out here at the beginning of the game is you would go quads this way, and then you were able to get open on the fullback wheel on the opposite side 2 times. I think you were the leading receiver in the first half. You had 2 catches for 30 yards. Tell us a little bit about that. Was that a little wrinkle you put in this week?
Yeah, it was. Haven't really went out on routes lately, but yeah, that's probably get me on more routes. Bodpegn Miller, and shout out to my offensive line, Coach Ron, and my family.
At Avita Home Health and Hospice, our caring professionals are ready to serve you with personally tailored services designed to meet the unique needs of each individual. When we take on a patient at Avita Home Health and Hospice, they really do feel like family. So when we take care of our family, we want to take care of the whole person. So we take care of them from our nurses, our aides, our physical, occupational, and speech therapists, but we also have people that tend to their hearts. So we have social workers, we have chaplains, and people that can help with the emotional side of their care.
At Avita Home Health and Hospice, we have a dedicated team that takes care of you. Caring for the whole person is our promise to you. From social and emotional well-being to the way the patient relates to their loved ones, we treat your family like our family.
Serving patients and their families wherever they call home, including assisted living facilities and nursing homes. Call 1-800-4NURSES to see if Avita can help administer your plan of custom care.
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? An important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Cathy Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Cathy.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more. Every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
post-game show presented by Carroll's Truck Parts and Recycling. 24-2, your final score here at Niss Stadium. One of the stars of the game, Bodpegn Miller, always a big smile on his face, and especially here, the senior at home, getting a victory as they move on into the next round. We'll see Ontario back here at home in week number 12. I'm Brian Skowronski, Sean Adams with me here tonight. Kind of an unusual game in a few different facets, as we saw defense come up with some big-time plays and really kind of turn the tide in two different occasions here. So I mentioned this during the broadcast, but probably kind of your style of game where that's really the big difference maker, because when we show these final stats, offenses were pretty limited, I think, in both capacities.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Clear Fork defense, they were able to be opportunistic, but when you're playing defense constantly, it kind of wears on you, and I think eventually the Ontario offense was able to take control of the game and capitalize on some momentum, and then give credit to the Ontario defense. Early in the first or late in the first half, Clear Fork fumbled down there. It could have been a 9-7 game going in at halftime. Instead, it was 7-2, and you just keep fighting, and you never know what's going to happen. Give yourself a chance to win at the end of the game, and credit to I was expecting a great offensive explosion from this Ontario offense, but I was really impressed with the Ontario defense tonight. And if you're going to move into the playoffs, you got to be able to play defense.
Warriors have been able to do that definitely in bunches so far this season. They put up 285 yards to go along with those 24 points and limit Clear Fork to 209. So neither team going over 300. So to your point, no explosions here. And there weren't a lot of big-time plays, no explosive, dynamic throws down the field, no bombs in the passing game. It was mostly dinks and dunks and taking what the defense gives you. A couple of wheel routes. You just talked to our MVP. He had a couple of nice runs off of those. But, for the most part, I think that this game was about the two defenses. It was just Ontario more opportunistic, the two interceptions, and leading to two touchdowns in about a 50-second span. That really kind of slammed the door shut at the beginning of the fourth quarter on Clear Fork.
Well, I go back to early in the third quarter. Clear Fork tries a fake punt on 4th and 13, I believe, and came up 3 or 4 yards short. Ontario gets the ball back. Clear Fork stuffs them on 1st and 2nd down. Then on 3rd down, Coach Eckert kind of changed the momentum a little bit with the play call. He had quads over here, and every other time they were doing that, they would wheel Van Tilburg down the sideline. Instead, he kind of pulled a play out of the old Florida playbook, and Urban Meyer and Tim Tebow, and Bodpegn acted like he was going to run, drop back, and then there's Van Tilburg, to kind of spark this offense to move forward as the game progressed, and they got the momentum, and I think that just kind of put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right about that, and look at what's moving ahead here for each of these teams. I thought I overheard that Clyde was a victor tonight. I was about to pull up on the Twitters and make sure that indeed was the case. So the Flyers will fly down here and take on Ontario while the season wraps up here for the Colts. And Sean, we saw Clear Fork at least 3 different occasions this season. 4-7, they finished things up after a really rough start. 0-5 to the year. So what do you make of overall what you saw from them? You mentioned they're a young team, and what's coming back?
Well, by the time it's week 2 or week 3, especially in this schedule that they played, you mentioned that was one of the toughest schedules in all of Division 4. Those sophomores had to grow up fast, and whenever you have to grow up fast, you still have to go through some growing pains, and I think Clear Fork did, and those kids became juniors at the midway point, and they started to play like that. They found their identity behind that offensive line and behind that fullback. They were running a lot of ISOs and power, and they found their guy in Porter Schmidt, and he was able to make some good runs, and obviously they played great defense the rest of the way. But Clear Fork will be back. It's a prideful community. They're not happy with 4-7, but I think they got something to build on here as they move into the off season and get those kids in the weight room and continue to change the culture.
And for Ontario, you love home cooking, back-to-back playoff games for them. If they do have the Flyers coming into town, they showcase today they can hold a Clear Fork offense to just 2 points, and then we know on any given night, Bodpegn Miller, he can be very dangerous. The running attack is great. What do you think about them moving forward as they get deeper into the playoffs?
Well, anytime you got a defense, that like this, you're able to hang in some games, and defense always travels. They will be home next week, and if it's Clyde, then that's even better. But, I still, the thing that the Clyde doesn't know about is how explosive this bunch could be. We didn't see it tonight.
Yeah.
But anytime that you got that kind of explosive ability as an offense, that's just wonderful. So I look forward to watching Ontario next week against Clyde, if that's indeed who they play. It's gonna take some big explosive plays, and they're more than capable of doing it.
So for the final time, 24-2 here on the postgame show presented by Carroll's Truck Parts and Recycling. Bodpegn and the boys moving on into week number 12. That will put a bow, though, on tonight's coverage, bringing it to you live and free the only way we know how, but we couldn't do it without the help of all of our generous sponsors. Big thank yous to Simonson Construction Services, Inc., Carroll's Truck Parts and Recycling, Global Energy Partners, Customized by Ronda, Mechanics Bank, Avita Home Health and Hospice, Charter Next Gen, and the Sutton Bank. Our awesome crew here tonight had Troy Sapp down on the sideline, bringing you a couple of cool plays, looks from down low. Also up top, we had Jeremy Peoples bringing you the action, the coverage from up there. For Sean Adams, I'm Brian Skowronski saying so long here tonight from Ontario. We'll see you on the Friday night pigskin coming up in about 2 hours. So long.